was going to read something I wrote, but it's pretty clear what I have to say, so I will speak from my heart. As much as we've tried to work with you in every way as parents who are concerned, genuinely concerned parents, because who else cares about their children more than parents? And up until now, I was unaware of the things that are happening in schools until very recently, until a month ago, and I have never been to a board meeting until this moment. And initially, you know, I never expected to see and hear what I did, but here we go. Good evening, comrades. I identify as royalty. My pronouns are Her Majesty. And per your own policy of punishing students for using correct grammar, you're henceforth going to refer to me as Her Majesty. I know, it's ridiculous, right? So is mandating compelled speech onto students, which is a violation of First Amendment rights. That is just, are you aware of the policies of the country within which you're operating? Honestly? Furthermore, it is wonderful that I see so many signs that say no hate. Nobody here hates anybody. Everyone has the right to live and express themselves as they wish. Absolutely, that is what everyone wants. And more than anything, parents want their kids to be highly educated. Now, what bothers me is, I'm sure you remember, or if not, I and my family grew up in a communist country. We left our homes and our families to come for a better opportunity here, the land of the free, where we just pledged allegiance to the flag. And it's odd that now we are mandating speech. That I never thought I was going to hear that day happen when we landed in America in 1990. Now, what bothers me even further so is by implementing these rules and mandates, what you're really telling children to do is, it's funny because I see so many no room for hate, hate has no home here signs, absolutely true. But what you're essentially doing is you're teaching children to hate themselves, who they really truly are, and instead adopt a fantasy identity and then impose that on others and force other children to go along with that fantasy. Otherwise, they will be punished. I don't know how that is acceptable in any country that is civil. And in essence, what I understand from this is that you're stifling their growth, their normal human evolutionary process as a human being, by crystallizing this identity into this particular moment of their growth as a human being to being an adult that is a successful and moral human being in society. You're stifling that growth and making them just be this one identity that's a moment within their entire evolution as a human being as they grow. You can't ask a 5-year-old to decide who they are now because it's a process of growth. I was an idiot when I was 11, but thank God that stage passed. Imagine if I was encouraged to crystallize what I thought and felt then into my adulthood. I'm so glad that didn't happen. But in essence, what I'm taking from this is that from what I see, all the evidence presented in your policies is that you're essentially enforcing and creating lifelong medical patients for the child mutilation industry. This is essentially a crimes against humanity because you're doing it to children. You're robbing them of the experience that they may have to grow up and experience all the stages of a human development. You know, I wanted to be a dinosaur when I was 5. Thank God that stage passed. In essence, I really ask you to, I understand you get all these rules from the powers that be, the Orwellian and draconian laws that you're just passing along, but I ask you to have some compassion, maybe feel what parents feel. Nobody here hates anybody. Nobody. There is no such thing as hate. And it's wrong to force a certain small group of people's ideologies on everyone and not have respect on their culture, their religion, their ideas, their beliefs. Everyone has to conform to one ideology. That's what I call communism. Have a good night.